Well, class, obviously, I'm not there. I'm at home right now. So, the 12U baseball team, the Knights, the team that I help coach, um, we practice in the winter at a place called BLE. And that place is a giant warehouse with a bunch of batting cages and infield stuff and weights. And, anyways, they upgraded all their equipment to some virtual reality stuff and some other things. And they told all the coaches that it's 100% mandatory that everyone be there, which sounds great, except they picked the most obscure time, Sunday evening from 6 to 8, which works for probably everybody else except for us because we're here. So one of the coaches for my team one of us has to at least be there. The other coach is out of town this weekend, next weekend, and the following weekend. So I get to go, which means I will not be in class this week or next week. The following week is going to be missions conference, so we won't have class. But yeah, so that's where I am. Shauna will be doing the opening and all that stuff. And any questions you have, you can ask her. I do not want this to be a normal thing. That's why I don't have a problem per se doing it, because I know that this isn't people trying to take away my Sunday evenings. This is a third party that is trying to make sure that their equipment, their investment is well maintained, that the people know what they're doing when they use it. So that's where that is. So anyways, yeah, that's what's going on. I think something else going on with me is I'm now a team lead at Boeing. None of you know what this means, but I'm the team lead for the East Line of Float A1. What that means is we have 3 lines. We have a West Line, we have a Central Line, and we have an East Line. And then in the Renton, we have 9 days of flow, or 8 days of flow, sorry. And I'm in Float A1. So we're the first people who touch the plane after it gets delivered from Kansas. Anyways, so my life will start getting more busy at work with helping people. That's what leads to at Boeing, is they help people solve problems. That's essentially their job. So we'll continue on with our Proverbs series. I realized last week I didn't quite finish chapter 3. So I at least wanted to read some of what I didn't go over. And then we'll just jump right into chapter 4. Like I said before, I'm going to have to skip some verses just as of getting in depth into them. But the Proverbs is full of so much that I want to make sure I get all of it. So we'll turn to chapter 3 in verse 27. Proverbs 3:27. Withhold not good from them to whom it is due, when it is in the power of thine hand to do it. Say not unto thy neighbor, Go and come again, and tomorrow I will give thee when thou hast it by thee. Right, so you have something that someone needs, like the old thing of coming in to borrow a cup of sugar. That's how it used to be back in the day. You have it, but you say, I'll get it to you tomorrow. Well, Proverbs clearly here says not to. If you have it today, give it to your neighbor. It's in the Gospels where Jesus is, right, if your friend comes in, never mind, forget it. Let's not continue on that. We'll move on. Verse 29, devise not evil against thy neighbor, seeing he dwells securely by thee. Strive not with a man without cause, if he hath done thee no harm. So, strive not, right? Don't get in arguments with people. Don't fight with people. First of all, any fight is a lose-lose situation. If you win the fight, you worry all the time that the guy's gonna get revenge, guy or girl, person's gonna get revenge. If you lose, then there's humiliation, and on top of that, whatever bruises or bumps you've had. Envy, 31, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. For the froward is abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous. The curse of the Lord is with the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just. Surely he scorneth the scorners, but he giveth grace unto the lowly. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotion of fools. All right, that's the end of chapter 3. Now we'll go right on to chapter 4. We'll start in verse 1. Hear, ye children, the instruction of a father, and attend to no understanding. Again, right, we see this plea as from a parent, right? Hear, ye children, the instruction of a father. I don't know how many times I've had to have this conversation with my own kids of just, listen, I know what I'm talking about. I've been there, I've done that, listen. Wisdom here is presented as a female, so it's usually saying her, and wisdom is saying listen. You have to pay attention here. Verse 2, for I give you good doctrine, forsake not my law. For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. He taught me also, and said unto me, let thine heart retain my words, keep my commandments, and live. Verse 5, get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline thee. Right? Wisdom here, that is it. We have to get wisdom and understanding. Forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Here is the key, though, that I think. So there's wisdom everywhere. Even to those who are the unwise, they think they're totally wise in their way. Where are you getting your wisdom from? That to me is the important part. Are you getting it from church? Are you getting it from social media? Are you getting it from your friends, family? Are you getting it from work? There's wisdom everywhere, but where are you getting your wisdom from? Who are you listening to? Remember we talked about that, I had that whole series on who we listen to matters, because it really does matter who we're listening to. And here, the get wisdom, get understanding, clearly we're talking about the Bible, talking from God's people. Like I said, it really matters who you're listening to. Before I was saved, all people said all kinds of stuff about church and what I believed about church and about. I had never actually seen anyone live for Christ, so I just thought they were all full of it. I didn't think anyone was real, because all I had ever seen were fake Christians, people who went to church on Sunday but they did dirt on Saturday. And by dirt, I mean all kinds of bad things of stealing and drugs and alcohol and partying and just being wicked, really, just deceiving people, lying, all for selfish gain. So where are you getting your wisdom from? Where are you listening to? Who are you listening to? Verse 6, forsake her not. Forsake who? The wisdom and understanding, right? And she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Right? Don't forsake her. Preserve her. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. Okay, let's try this again. Let's go back to verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. Right? It's the principal thing. It's the most important thing. It's the foundational thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. And again, if you're listening to the wrong people, if you're scrolling through social media and reading all the garbage that's on there, believing half the people that say just the dumbest stuff, then you don't have much wisdom or understanding. But it takes some discernment, some wisdom to know what you should be looking at. And that's the problem with social media. Most of you have no idea what you're looking at and why it's a problem. And why it's like, what is the problem? I don't know. They're all my friends, they're all the people that I know. This is where everybody is. Not everything everyone says is important, but everyone thinks everything that's on their mind is the most important thing. And to me, that is the problem with social media. I mean, that's one of the problems. But again, who are you listening to? Who is speaking? Who are you listening to get the wisdom and the understanding? Exalt her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee to honor when thou dost embrace her, right? You lift up this type of wisdom, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee to honor when thou dost embrace her. She shall give thee thine head an ornament of grace. A crown of glory shall she deliver thee. Right, you're gonna get an ornament around your neck, right, of something. Get a crown. When I first saw it, she shall give thine head an ornament of grace. It's not what it means, but the grace of experience, right? Knowing what someone has gone through or what it's like to go through some of those things. You have a grace that's just not the same as anyone else. And I know it's not exactly how it's meant to be, but that's just all I can think of, right? That's not all I can think of. That's where my mind goes. Verse 10, hear, O my son, and receive my sayings. In the years of thy life shall be many. I have taught thee in the way of wisdom. I have led thee in right paths. When thou goest, thy steps shall not be straitened, and when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble. Right? The straightened part there is God's not having to correct you. Wisdom's not having to correct you to put you back on the straight and narrow path. Right? When you are following in the way of wisdom, you are going on the right path, the right direction. No one's having to re-correct you, and you won't stumble. Take fast hold of instruction, let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life, right? Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. We were talking about that last week, of staying away from the wicked man, the evil man, the man that just wants nothing but destruction. The problem is you have to know who that man is to stay away from them. That's the point of the wisdom that we're trying to get here, is so that we know who we're supposed to be listening to. Take fast hold of instruction, let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life. Enter not in the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it. Turn from it and pass away. Again, avoid it. Avoid the evil man, the wicked man. Pass not by it. Don't even walk down that street, that corner. Don't even look on that page. Don't even read what that person has to say. It's not worth your time. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. That's what these evil and wicked men or women do, is they want to bring someone down with them. And if you're over there trying to read and see what they're doing and following these people, you will stumble with them. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. But the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. That's right. We're the light of the world. We're supposed to be the light. The righteous are supposed to be the shining light, saying, look at us. Follow what we're doing as we follow Christ. The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble. I was going to mention that earlier when they talk about they stumble all the time when they're running. Well, they don't even know what they're stumbling at. Again, the people that are this way, they don't even know. Deep down, if you actually talk to them, they would probably tell you they know that their ways aren't right, but they don't realize how wicked they really are. It's not until you look to God and see where righteousness is supposed to be that you even understand how wicked and evil some of the wickedness is. Again, so they don't even know what they're stumbling over, what are causing all these problems in their lives. They don't have any money for bills, or they don't have relationships that they want. They don't even know why. They just think it's because people don't like them or something. It's always about them. Verse 20, my son, attend to my words, incline thine ear unto my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes. Keep them in the midst of thine heart. For they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. Again, wisdom, the right kind of wisdom, is going to be refreshing to you. It's going to help you, guide you through life. You're entering, as you go through life, you're entering into new places, new areas. You don't know what decision to make. Let's say you have a couple of job opportunities. What the world would tell you to look at how much money they're going to pay you, how much time you get off. Do you have to actually work while you're at work? Because if you don't, that's a better job. Well, only a fool would say something like that. Where I work, I love it because at Boeing is a different place everywhere you go. When I worked in Auburn, we had to do 8 hours worth of work, and it pretty much didn't matter how much you did or didn't do it all. Like, it was 8 hours of work. You had to be working pretty much the entire time. There was no, well, if I get X amount done, I can just chill or anything like that. It was just steady work. On the weekends, it was, you had to be there for 16 hours, meaning Saturday and Sunday, no matter what. There wasn't, well, I gotta go. No one cared. You had to be there. When I was working in Everett, everything takes so long to do. So you may get a job and it may take you a week to do. And that's okay because it's how long it takes because you've never done it before. So you go and take a day or two to research, and then you gotta find all your stuff, and then you gotta go to the plane and start doing the work. And it takes forever. So things go a lot slower, but sometimes you go, like I said, a day without doing any work. All you did was research. You don't feel as accomplished about your day. Where I work in Renton, we have a plane to build every day. We have a package of work for each airplane. And we have to get that done in the day. Now, it's a lot of work to someone who's never done it before. But to someone like myself who's been doing it for years, none of the work is really hard. Like, some things are new and difficult at first, but what I love is at the end of the day, I accomplished something. Like, I did some work. I put something on the plane and I put it up for sale and had some quality person come inspect it, look at it, say it was good, and stamp it off. I feel accomplished. I did something. I sold it, and now tomorrow I'll have a new plane to do. It gets a bit repetitive, but I'm also kind of a competitive person, so I want to improve upon how I did last time. Again, we're going back to the work thing. Some people think that no work is better. Well, why? You don't accomplish anything if you don't do any work. I'm the kind of person that I need to be doing something. Something needs to be happening in order for me to keep doing other things outside of work. And that's where I find the joy in where I work at Renton, because I have something to do each day that I can finish each day. I'll finish up this chapter real quick. For the left. I think I'm at verse 23. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Put away from thee a forward mouth, and perverse lips put far from thee. Now, a lot of times we look at this as how we actually use the words out of our mouth and perverse lips. But in today's world, we don't always talk to people. We text or we type on social media or in, like I said, in text or different things. What do those words look like for you? Are those words clean words? Do you have perverse lips or forward, can't even talk, is as deceitful? Do you have deceitful words when you're talking to people? Are you trying to manipulate the situation to get something? Like, that's not how you should be talking to people, whether it's texting or whether it's in a phone call or a sit-down conversation. Let thine eyes look right on, let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. Turn not to the right hand nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. So if you're a person who has, I'm just going to keep using social media. If you have friends on social media or people you follow who you would look at and say, well, those people aren't exactly doing the right thing, then maybe those are people that you should not follow anymore. Maybe those are people you shouldn't be trying to listen to. Keep your eyes forward, right? Don't be looking over here, oh, what they got going on? Oh, what they got going on over there? Because all you're going to do is deceive yourself, and you're going to get yourself thinking that that's messed up. Or they're going to have you thinking that what we're trying to teach here in the Bible is all wrong. And that's just another story for another day. Thank you guys. This was new for me to do this way. Hopefully it's still, you can get something out of it. The other thing is, if anyone ever misses a service, I do still post them onto YouTube. just trying to get as many people, you know, to hear as much as possible. If there's a friend that you're like, hey, I want to send this message to my friend, send them my link. If you don't have the link, let me know, I'll send it to you. I was thinking about changing the name to make it easier, but so far it's still Blues Clues. So it is what it is. All right, thank you guys.